at 7:01.
Oh, wonderful.
Perfect timing.
I hate to say this,
Let me
Chief,
look.
but I didn't get a chance to look at these things.
Yeah, none of us looked at it. It's fine. We'll have that.
Just got it today.
You did not.
I just got it today.
You did not.
We're talking about
Anyway,
the budget.
can we
just
get
got
going?
today.
Yeah, the
Oh, that
budget.
budget,
Oh.
not
Yeah.
this stuff.
No, I'm talking about his budget.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. I haven't put a budget in
Oh,
yet.
you wanted to
Well,
put
what's
a
this one
car.
we got here for?
Oh, yeah, so.
This is for the warrant article,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this was just for the warrant article.
That's for the thing we're supposed to be discussing,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, okay.
All right.
yeah, for December.
Yeah.
Oh, for the
Yeah, yeah.
town warrant.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
okay.
next spring.
Oh, okay.
So he can get his order
I was so
in.
confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
Open.
The car itself is 69.
No, the total.
The total will be 79,528.13.
Whoa.
With markings.
79,
70,
okay, oh, 7.
yeah, 70,528.13. Welcome to the new world.
Yeah, what happened? It was 53 last year.
Swap overs.
What's
Oh.
a swap over?
So we took all the equipment from the car that was 5 years old, put it into the new car. Now that equipment's 10 years old.
Yeah, that was the reason you wanted to get that car.
That's why I
Because
wanted
it
to
was
get
the
a
last
car.
one you could get
Yeah,
that would let
last
you.
one I
Yeah.
could swap all the equipment over.
So this will be the first year of the new setup.
This is the new norm.
I think you ought to buy a couple more, because
Yeah.
when all the tariffs go on, everything, it's
Yeah.
gonna go up another 20%.
Yeah, so obviously the year after, I'll be looking at electric cars, and those will start around the $85,000-$86,000 mark.
Do you want to explain why the year after you'll be looking at electric cars?
We're a green community.
And so you have to have a certain number of electric cars and you're replacing the current electric car, or?
There's a lot of pressure to go all electric.
Really? The worst
I'm
thing
saying, when
we
you
can
see a lot of
do.
pressure,
Yes,
that's from
agreed.
internal, or is
I-
that just in general?
Townwide,
Both.
Okay.
That's,
townwide, internal, townwide.
they're having so much problems.
So, my biggest issue is that I have a hard time asking residents for cars that I cannot afford.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Making
Right.
$142,000, $141,000 a year. I can't afford these cars.
yeah.
Right.
I have a hard time with it. I've had accusations that I'm anti-green, I'm anti-this, I'm anti-that. Like I tell people, I have 47 solar panels on my barn. When I built my garage in 2011, I had two 220 outlets put on the front and back because I knew this day was coming back in 2011. I put mini splits in my house. I mean, I've spent $60,000 upgrading my house to be green.
Yeah.
I challenge, most people who push me on this, what have you done?
Yeah.
Have you spent $60,000 putting solar panels in your house, pre-planning, put mini splits in your house?
If they are members of the
Yeah.
Energy Committee, yes,
Yeah.
except for me.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, so for people to say I'm not green, 100% false, I mean, I'm all about carbon footprint first,
I could give you 6 reasons why those electric cars aren't green.
I can give you another 6.
I can
Yeah,
give you,
we might have
I can give you the facts behind them,
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, buy
Yeah.
electric motorcycles, electric.
Yeah.
Well,
bicycles.
there you go. We'll put
Yeah.
all the police
Yeah.
guys on
That's-
scooters.
That's why
Yeah.
Ford's stopping them making some of their cars and trucks, because they can't sell them.
Right.
They're only making hybrids for
well,
municipalities and
Right.
State governments now.
Yeah.
That you can't buy a hybrid as a private consumer anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, the Explorers, yeah, they're only making them for us right now. Yeah, because they lost $5 billion in the industry last year.
On the hybrids, not the
Yeah,
electrics.
Yeah, the hybrids.
Because they also, as you said, they cut the electric.
Just,
Oh,
I
okay.
have,
Okay.
I've heard so many bad things about them.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of fact checking behind them. I mean, when we take these cars brand new, the first day we get them, we've already emitted 1.5 years worth of emissions into the air, producing them, producing the batteries and
Yep.
and electronics behind it. So are we actually doing more bad than we are good? Accusations of child labor being used to mine
I was
these
going to say the
things.
cobalt and the lithium mines.
There's a lot behind it, but unfortunately, it's a big machine and it's hard to fight, so.
Well, the only thing it could do is we could actually, the only way you could really fight it, if you do your thing and put it in, If it gets down shot at town meeting, that's not your problem.
Yeah, so, but yeah, you know, cause our hybrids now are $47,000. When we started buying them, they were 37. That was 4 years ago. So they've been up 10. The electric, cars, the electric cruiser, there's electric vehicles out there, but let's, you know, be police specific. Chevy's in the game now, with the Blazer, and it starts at 62.5. Plus about $22,000 to outfit them.
Do you know anything about their protection with fire, with batteries and fire, and with batteries and cold? Because both of those
I
would be a
heard the
problem.
cold, the terrible in snow, and I heard they were,
Yeah, so the Blazer just came out, and like I explained to the, select board, I don't wanna be the first, but I won't be the last.
Yep,
You know, the bell curve's there for a reason.
yep.
You know, I mean, in 1995, you could have bought a 40-inch flat screen TV for $20,000 too, if you wanted.
yeah.
You know, now you can buy an 85-inch for $600.
So, but that's for the.
I don't think they're ever gonna go down
Yeah.
cheap like that, but, you know, there needs to be a service record behind it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't wanna be the beta town, with an $86,000 purchase that turns out to be a disaster. And
Breaks a
then
brick.
and then come back and ask for, you know, $72,000 to replace it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the good
Yeah.
news is we don't have to solve that problem today.
yeah.
Right.
Are we
Um,
talking in May to solve that problem, or is this May's car?
This would be May's car. This is just gonna give me a 5-month head start. Right now, the car I ordered last May, the day after town meeting, put my order in, is not even on it, it's not even built. So we're looking at end of December, January, just to get it, and then from there, 4 to 6 months for a build-out. This is gonna hopefully get us a car April through October of next year, if I get the approval in December. You know, if they call me in July, say, hey, we have one, I'm, you know, based on the mileage that we have, we say, well, that's great, I'll take it in another month or two, you know. You know, right now, we have a pretty good fleet of cars. We have 2 that are higher mileage, but that one of the higher mileage, we're still waiting to get it replaced from last year, or this year's fiscal month.
Yeah.
That was voted on last year. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it, you know, and, you know, a lot of people are like, wow, you're buying a lot of cars. Well, we went 2017 without buying a car, we went 2019 without buying a car, we didn't get cars in 2020. I had a fleet, and I still managed on an $8,500 expense budget for cruiser maintenance to keep the cars going. I did go over quite a few thousand a couple of years ago, but I just took it out of firearms and ammunition, and was able to just play the money back and forth. Yeah, I mean, it's getting expensive. I mean, we used to, check engine light would come on a Crown Vic, it would be $75 for an O2 sensor. Now the sensor's $350 and $136 for the computer to then acknowledge that they just put in that part. So, everything's skyrocketing on these.
So
And-
what do you need for us? You need us for
To
the,
support his proposal,
Yeah.
for,
to put the order in now on a vehicle that we would have approved.
but this is the
May
one for approving.
2025.
this is for December's town meeting.
December time, instead of May, we're gonna put it on December.
What was the total again?
So it'd be $70,528.13. The car itself is $60,528.13, but lettering is $995 to mark it up, and this car will be marked up. Because the last car that I got came in the wrong color, so now it's an unmarked, but it was a $7,000 savings.
Yeah,
And a lot of the equipment swapped over. 95% of the equipment swapped over.
no, that's a good
so,
deal.
Yeah.
That
I don't know,
was,
it's
that was
an
an
ugly
excellent
car.
deal, huh?
I said it's an ugly car.
I gave him a hard time, I gave him a hard time about the color,
Yeah,
but to save $7,000, I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah.
For $7,000,
Absolutely.
I'll take any color car.
Yeah.
You know.
You know.
Be careful, my.
Actually, it's kinda nice because in reality is, you don't stick out like a sore thumb.
We ended up with a purple Lumina in my parents' household because the guys, they were supposed to get a dark gray car, but the guy in the lot gave my dad a discount at the last minute, and my mom got stuck driving this purple car. And then I eventually got it because none of my siblings wanted this car, and they were calling me, you know, like, you don't have a car, take this car.
Are you talking about Yukon or what kind of?
No, it's a Ford Explorer.
Ford
Ford Explorer, the officers love the Ford Explorers, and I'm gonna stick with the Ford Explorers. The Tahoes went up to 52,000. So the car that I paid $45,000 for, lit up, you know, swapping over all the lights, total cost of, just a little under 45,000
Yeah.
is now 58,000. To do pretty much the same thing, so. And I've only got 11,000 miles on it, so we're probably still positive on the residual value on that vehicle.
The vehicle that you will be replacing with this vehicle, that
We're-
vehicle
we're-
will be
uh,
moving?
We're not gonna replace anything yet,
Oh.
because it's coming, this will be coming earlier than anticipated. The following April, we'll probably relook at the K-9 car, and then get rid of the old car too, and then move it in. But I just wanna get this vehicle, get it on the lot, and then we can reevaluate the fleet, and then we'll get rid of the oldest thing out of the fleet, once we hit a certain mileage, you know.
What do, how many cars do we have now?
6 right now. So we have 6 cruisers. This would be a 7th cruiser. We've got up 2 more full-timers since we had a fleet. When I took over, we had 7 cruisers when I took over. I got rid of 2 of them because of mileage and the maintenance. But we're also looking at sending somebody to the police academy or academies coming up, and so we're gonna be down a car again. Because we have to either pay them 67 cents a mile or provide them a car. And giving them a car is a lot cheaper than paying them mileage.
Didn't we give them the Bolt last time?
Yeah, for part of it, yeah, before I got rid of it, yeah, so, but our whole thing is to try to keep all these cars that are actual cruisers, not cars, so.
Makes sense.
But, yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm very frugal. I'm not going to keep a car that's gonna cost us maintenance.
And you said, you'd look at the oldest one after a certain amount of mileage. What is typically your amount of mileage that you consider?
Well, today, with the hybrids, 80,000. But this is a gas one, so I had no problem going 100,000. Our last gas cruiser, I have no problem going up to 100,000. It's like this, doesn't matter if I got rid of it, in August, I get $2,500 for it. If I get rid of it the following May, I get $2,500 for it. So as long as it's not a maintenance nightmare, and oil changes, brakes, tires is not a deal breaker for me, but, check engine lights, sensors, transmission issues, we get rid of it ASAP. But, we just to evaluate. That's why the fire department, we gave them actually the newer of the 2 cars in this last cycle that we're replacing. Only because that car was better than the one that we have in patrol right now, as far as track record for maintenance wise. So, but that car hopefully will be out of here, I'm hoping no later than February, March, but, yeah. I mean, our whole thing, we're covered for 3 years, bumper to bumper on these cars.
Yeah.
Drivetrain, they give us 100,000 miles. But then, you hear these nightmares, departments, they send their cars out, and with the backlog of parts, their cars are at the shop for 6 months.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, right now, if our ambulance motor went, it's 2 years to get another motor for our ambulance. So, that's, yeah, it's unfortunate, but I don't see any of that, the supply chain issue changing at all, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Thoughts?
I make the motion that we, okay the cruiser for the warrant.
Anybody second?
Second.
Okay. I have one more option of discussion. It says here 75,000.
Yeah, so,
Is that-
the 75 will just, it's to make sure that we don't, in the past years when we wait so long for cars, the inflation, like
Yep.
last time I had to come back, ask for 2,500 more. Fortunately, after wheeling and dealing, I didn't need that 2,500. But, when you get when you get the papers, this is what they tell you it's gonna be to build it. 75, like I put on for May, radar and then mobile data terminal, which comes out to about 9,000 for the car. So not only are we paying $70,000 for a car, it's another $9,000 of equipment extra that has to go into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
On top of the upfitting.
Right.
So, I can control a lot of these numbers when they, right when we get to design, delete, subtract, add, move, hey, I got these 4 lights I can transfer out of this car, I'm comfortable with that, you know.
Yeah.
So there's ways at the end, but, you know, to be comfortable and be able to go in and negotiate.
Just giving you a little cushion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, just like a what if, you know.
Steve, this is in support, I'm trying to
Yes, in support of the,
article.
Of the article 75,000 as listed.
yes,
Well, it's all in together, I just
Yeah.
wanna
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
I.
for the
have-
town meeting
Yeah.
warrant.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that we were all talking about the same number.
Yeah, like I said, I just, like, my biggest thing, I'm hoping it comes in, you know, under, like, the last one it came and asked, just because I got nervous, and, you know, because they were saying this is what it's gonna cost. But by the time we got into the meat and potatoes and we started the bill, whoa, wait a second, you know, you did this twice, and, you know, I mean, cause if you go through these lists, and, I mean, if you can, I mean, and God bless them, I don't know what half these codes even mean, but, you know.
Okay, it's been seconded. Any more discussion?
The only concern I have, if we are true $2 million in the hole,
No, we're not,
then we
That's
don't
not us.
approve anything.
no, we're
until
talking about the
second round.
cruiser.
That's not us.
Huh?
That's not us. This is the cruiser.
And
I know,
so
I
that's,
know, but the town is $2 million in the hole.
School committee
No.
knows.
We
School
cannot
committee
ask
is.
for more taxes and everything else. People are stressed over to the.
School
limit
committee's
already.
2 million in the hole.
yeah,
so-
so
so-
it's this,
yeah,
it's the
yeah.
regional school
Yeah,
department? And
yes.
this is coming out of public safety, so it can't be spent in any other form or fashion.
If town is $2 million in the hole, how are we gonna pay that bill?
The town isn't $2 million in the hole. The school, the regional school district, which rents our school building and teaches our children, is $2 million in the hole. And I would say, other than that, that's a problem for the select board.
That's the first I heard of that.
Correct.
Okay.
That money will come out of school choice and other options by the school. The town will be not be responsible for that deficit.
Town is not responsible for that bill?
No, it was a human, according to the superintendent, it was human error on their side. And people who were doing it should not have been doing it. So no, the town is not responsible for it.
So the money is still there, it just wasn't,
They're still doing a look at it to see if it truly was maybe just a math error, or if they truly are $1.4 million in the hole.
that will blow our budget way out of.
And I would completely agree with you. If the
So-
town was $2 million in the
Yeah,
hole,
you
we'd have a
also
whole
really-
different discussion.
Even if you told us in December town meeting, and said, go ahead and buy the car. We're looking at August and September. Obviously, if the town comes back in May and says, oh crap, we can't afford this car,
Right,
you know, I'd have no issue as a department head pulling the car off. I mean, we're gonna pay for it, one way or another, but you know, for the initial money, I'd have no issues. Obviously, I'd rather keep personnel, than make sure we have a good fleet. So, you know, this is not a binding contract, I haven't signed anything. We order, they don't sign contracts anymore, cause they can't deliver in 6 months anymore. So we just reserve, what we're gonna do is we're gonna reserve a 2025 PIU 38 color gray. If we back out, costs us nothing, and they sell it to another department.
okay.
So like I said,
All right, but
you know,
And this is from the state bid list,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's all state bid list. But like I said, this is not something that's gonna enter our lot until probably August of 25.
Yeah.
But they can't order it until the
I
town.
understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, even when we order now, it's all verbal. They just, you know, they just go through the checklist, oh, another gray one, check. You know, and they never actually assign it to Berlin, like, they don't say, Berlin, you're responsible for this, cause there's so many departments out there that are just trying to scavenge cars. It's, you know, they're few and far between.
Okay, well, I'll second your motion.
More discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're out of here, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm just trying to think forward, but.
Thanks for the
you
info.
know,
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, like I said, things turn south in May. I mean, I got no issues, you know. pulling
what's
back.
strange about the car companies are closing factories, laying off people, and they cannot deliver, what the heck they're doing? I know, it's not,
Yeah.
It's just a rhetorical question.
yes, I know,
Yeah.
I said,
I
what the
mean,
hell's
I
going
spent
on?
25 years ordering cars or calling in May saying, hey, we got approved for a car. And the second week of June, they were saying, come get your car.
Yep.
put it on your lot until July first, we'll bill you.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's, you get approved in May, and well, we'll see when they're gonna build, and if they are gonna start the assembly line, and, I mean, it's just, it's,
Especially Ford's got their problems now.
yeah.
I-
Yeah, I mean, everyone, but, there's, what I'm told by the dealers is that GM put out these electric Blazers, and there's hundreds available in this state. So if December, if I got an electric Blazer, I could probably have it 4 months later outfitted. But there's no waiting for those cars. But we'll see if anybody bites on them.
Yeah.
First generation is not
That's not
usually,
usually the ones you take.
Yeah.
it's
stay away
usually
from
not the
that,
one you
yeah.
wanna
Yeah.
take, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, I appreciate it, thank you.
Don't run away just
Thanks,
yet.
chief.
Okay.
Do you happen to know how much is in the, the public safety stabilization?
Don't know exact, but I was advised that we will be probably, most of our capital requests in May will have to be pushed out to FY '27.
Okay,
So, because of the building project.
right.
Because of the building
that's-
project, so we're, the town administrator has made sure to keep us on target to use, all the money
Funds.
for the funds to do the second floor renovation, so.
Plus your car.
Plus the car, but, like I said, if things change, obviously I have one more shot at this in May.
Yeah.
I can withdraw this and apply that to something else if needed.
How is that building project going?
Good, we just had a meeting today, and, looks like it's right on target.
Yeah,
Yeah, the 22nd, we should have all the final plans, and, the 90% plans got sent off to Assabet today, to make sure that they can do the job, but, we even looked at carpet and tile today for samples to pick out colors, and Mike and I deferred. We'll let other people pick out that stuff, so.
yeah.
Do they have interior design training at Assabet?
I think they do.
In color?
I
Yeah,
think
they
they
do.
do.
They
I think
do.
I think they do. Yeah, that's not our, a pop of color is not my thing.
But
I
you
wear-
need an
I
accent
wear
wall.
blue every day. If you ever see me in TJ Maxx, I'm the one with the head on a swivel, cause I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. So, for 30
Oh,
years.
good, I'm glad to hear that's progressing.
Yeah. Yep, it's progressing.
So you're not presenting the public safety floor renovation project funding?
Not yet.
Not tonight,
Okay.
not tonight.
We're not
No.
doing any of that stuff for the.
Yes, we are.
25.
Well, the thing
Are
is,
we?
Article
Yes.
2 is the public
That's
safety
next,
second
that's why I
floor.
stopped him.
Yeah, so, I know, Kristen was spearheading the final numbers on that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is she coming in tonight?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're
I
just
Oh,
think-
gonna
yeah,
stare
but I
at
mean,
you.
that's
Right.
just approving for the town meeting, that's,
Yeah,
So
we're not doing
It was one of the articles we were, wasn't one of the articles that.
it's one of the articles, so we have 3 articles we're supposed to discuss, 2, 3, and 7, maybe. So 2 is about the public safety second floor renovation and finishing
Yeah.
the funding. So it's definitely something we can discuss, and then we can either choose to vote on it now, or we can choose to vote on it, between now and the moment that it goes on the floor.
Peg, you here for a reason?
Yeah,
Okay, well, is it something that we can do before, out of order, or?
no, I'm just sitting in here for the agenda.
Oh.
she's supporting.
Okay.
She's supporting.
Well, it said facility study, so I wanted to come down just in case you guys had questions.
Well, that's why I
Yeah.
said, if you wanted to do
Yeah,
that.
so,
before-
Just keep
I can't speak
Doesn't
for
matter to us.
Kristen, but, we are on target.
Okay,
Okay.
We're
We have
on,
no-
we're
we have
on
no sense
target,
of order.
between the ARPA
He's
funding and, what was approved already, I know what the numbers were on target,
yeah,
so.
Good.
Okay.
Of course, with construction always makes me nervous.
right.
Because on target, you're still usually 10% short, but we can address that when when and if the next public safety mitigation check comes in.
So we gave you approval for some funding in order to get the project sort of started and.
Yeah,
and
to get Assabet
signed.
started and, get the ball rolling.
Yep.
Has the project, what would this funding do for you? Would it just give you a pot of money that then you'd start spending?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, well, not, actually, all the spending will go through the town administrator's
Yeah,
office.
yeah, yeah. I didn't mean you
Yeah.
personally.
But, yeah, we'll get the project going.
Okay.
And
So nothing is officially started?
Nothing's officially started, no,
Okay.
no,
So-
we need the full plans before.
So until you get to really get this money, you can't buy order materials
Yeah,
or
no.
anything yet?
Yeah.
No, yeah, there's nothing, you know, we're going through, we're gonna come up with a materials list and go from there.
Well, and does Assabet do that?
Yeah, Assabet will do it, they'll
Cool.
help us out with that, so.
And if it gets approved at the December town meeting, do you have an anticipated start date?
Ooh, that would be up to Assabet.
Okay.
I'm thinking probably when they get back from February break.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, they may, then again, they may wanna start, when they get back from Christmas break, you know? But yeah, there's a lot of legwork that has to be done, first. So, which is pretty not simple work, but simpler, work at a time, so. Yeah,
Cool.
Awesome.
yeah, but yeah, from what I'm told, we're on budget,
Cool.
so.
And I can tell you that we approved 10,000 more out of leftover ARPA funds to
Yeah.
swing towards that as
Yeah.
well, so that would help.
So not 70?
No, we had 14,000 remaining of all the ARPA projects, so
Yeah.
we took 10 and flipped it to him.
Oh,
Well,
did you know that?
No.
Him's the department.
Yes.
So Article 2 says there's also 70,000 remaining in ARPA funds allocated to the project. So does that 70 include the 10, or is that now 80?
Now
Okay.
so 70 we had already earmarked, and then we had some left over.
Okay, so it's now 80, so we're,
So we threw him a bone.
so we're really looking at 445, I don't know.
So are we still, is it still 455K, or is it 445K?
What was
For the
that?
because the article right now is proposing 455K.
I think that's what's left in the,
Opera?
public safety mitigation.
Oh.
And
That's the remaining of our public safety?
Well, plus the 70 for the car, plus, did some of the money for the ambulance go there too? I forgot.
It should all
Or
go
the
there.
fire truck go there, yeah, I think there's quite a few, things.
I'm gonna say it means 445. But that's also something we
for
could.
the warrant, it says, right now the warrant, the proposed for Article 2 to transfer 455,000, but if they're getting the 10,000,
But the 10,000, so the warrant was already approved before we slid that money, so I.
okay, so,
Right.
okay, so basically, this is gonna stay at 455 then, okay, that was the question.
I mean, and don't forget too, that you can always make a motion on the floor to drop it down to
Okay.
$10,000 less.
Okay,
Yep. And we don't have to decide today. We can get number confirmation from Kristen, unless you know that public.
No, I would, no, I
Yeah.
don't know it.
Okay. So we can get, number confirmation from Kristen and then either have another meeting or meet on the floor right before this,
okay.
town
Yeah,
meeting.
'cause we usually meet a half hour early, and I think FinCom does as well, so you can
Yeah.
just join us in the front.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, you're
I'm
up there
in-
anyways.
I'm not there because I'm in classes on Monday.
Ah.
Well, you don't vote for us anyways.
I
I
know.
don't vote for you, so I have
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
useless.
So we don't have to do a vote on that today?
We don't.
Special town meeting is a Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
It
it's a
is?
Monday.
No. I'm thinking coffee talk.
Coffee talk is,
Thank you.
What?
I don't wanna hold
What?
you
I
here.
said there's three.
Yeah, that's it, thank you.
Oh, no, the third one, I don't know,
Okay.
I haven't
Oh, I
quite
thought
figured
there was
out.
three
unless you wanna
I
have
think
an
there's only
opinion on
two
it.
that involve you,
Okay.
public safety.
Article
Just
3, we
10.
talked about it already, that's
Yeah.
Nicolaus, right?
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Yep.
yep, yep, yep.
Right, yeah, and like I said, I'll be back with the FY '26 ones, but I think, from what I've been told by the coach, that they be pushed off to '27.
Okay.
So, which, it is what it is, and,
We can't get everything.
yeah, I mean, definitely can't get everything, I mean,
Yeah.
there are necessities that can get pushed
Especially
off a
that
little
big
bit,
one
so.
for you guys combined.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, I mean, I'd rather have a second floor renovation, I mean, even though it's a benefit, 90% of it's a benefit to the fire department. If the fire department's operating more efficiently, we will operate more efficiently, is.
Well, the only good thing you're gonna get out of that thing is the evidence room, right?
The evidence room, armory, and a storage room, but, it's gonna be a joint, day room and kitchen,
Yeah.
so,
Because that was the other thing you guys had pointed out on the
Yeah.
tour last year,
Yeah.
was that the way it's structured now, it's really hard.
yeah.
for
Plus-
even just the
yeah.
fire department to
Yeah.
get
But
together.
plus the state's after you guys and the fire department, police department for this evidence room, right? And
So yeah, we need a camera in our evidence room, we need locked storage in our locked evidence room, individualized.
And we don't meet that at all, do we?
No, not even close, not even close. I
Yeah.
mean, 1999, or, we moved in 2000, so maybe in like early 2000. We had one of our reserve officers did a phenomenal job, built the evidence room for us
Yeah.
for probably $250.
Mhm.
And, did a fantastic
Yeah.
job. And to us, it's great, but to the national standard, it's not so great. I mean,
Could
I remember
you-
the upstairs closet in the old town hall was
Yeah.
our evidence room.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
But if you didn't upgrade that, could you lose like state funding or anything?
We probably couldn't get grants.
Yeah.
It'd probably be put on a warning list by post,
Yeah,
I don't think it would be anything financial, but a lot of negative publicity,
right.
that we're not following.
One more
following the
question,
rules.
the $455,000, that's for the building construction alone, not everything else.
Yeah, so
on
I,
the inside.
no, I think it's, that includes the kitchen furniture, the kitchen appliances,
Yeah.
whatnot, because we were talking about today, about picking out appliances,
I remember that being
Yeah.
in, cause it was,
yeah.
we had that stack
It-
of
it's-
all the details, like, I don't
it's
know
gotten
if
bigger.
you or the
It's
fire
gotten-
chief
It's gotten bigger.
had like basically was
Yeah.
getting every
Yeah,
piece.
yeah, I saw it today, it's almost double the size.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all faucets, fixtures, all that stuff is in there.
But not cameras or locks?
No,
or-
we only need 3 cameras, for our end, it's all low voltage wiring, I'll contact Galaxy. Once the plans are approved, I don't want Galaxy to come out, so I need key fobs and cameras, so that's gonna be an additional cost. But I know that one wire is already there, that's running in our evidence room, but a camera was never put in. So when I took over, I was gonna put a camera in our evidence room if we're gonna do the upstairs. I'm not spending $8,000 to hook up a camera.
Then unhook it.
That, at that time, we just got a $33,000 grant through the Shelby Valley Regional Dispatch. They just put up, the building is almost 360 cameras now. They installed 2 cameras out of the fire base, another one out in the front parking lot. And they put one in our police lobby, and they redid the one in the regular lobby going up the stairs. So we just got a huge bonus through that grant, and really upgraded us, so.
Good.
So I wanna wait, I wasn't gonna have them put a camera in that evidence room today, 'cause it's not a requirement today, it's just a recommendation today.
So the building will be wired for everything what you need?
Yeah, so I'll need, we figured out today 3 cameras and 3 door fobs. So that's where we're at.
You got the bone for that from selectmen.
I get to come back with obviously I gotta get a proposal, a quote,
Yeah,
and, but I know one of the 3 wires is already run, so that's
that's good.
that's a big advantage for us right
How
now.
about outside electrical power feed? Do you have enough power in the
Oh,
building?
there's plenty of room
An
for
extra.
expansion, plenty of room. That was the one thing, I was here when the electrical engineer was here, and he was actually impressed of how much we actually, like how they separated, like the police sally port has its own, like its own room, and you walk in and there's a lot of gray space. So they're like, okay, you got room here, you got room here, you got room here, so everything is there.
No surprise like the
Yeah.
town hall? or
Yeah,
the,
yeah, the
elevator.
only thing they're worried about is the draw on the generator, but I think once I opened up the generator for him, he's like, oh, yeah, no, you're all set. Cause the generator was oversized for the building back in 1999, when they installed it, and, knock on wood, it's been great to us for the last 24 years, so. Yeah.
Hmm.
Can I ask something totally off topic?
Yeah.
What's happening with the antennas on like Coburn Road?
Taylor Road is completely replaced. The old antennas are still up, the old repeaters are still there. We're waiting for a notice to proceed from American Tower on Coburn Road, which is basically our motherboard for our radio system. They've been our holdup for 3 months now. It went to town council, back to American, back to town council, back to American. It was a handshake agreement when they built the tower, and it's been sold 4 times since. So they need to make sure that, number one, we're not paying $5,000 a month to be up there, which is a big thing, cause that's, I guess, apparently the go right now. You know, but, yeah, Green Mountain is ready to install, and Two-Way Communications has already received all of our equipment, set up in their lab, tested it, it all works. They're just, so everything, like, if we get to go ahead tomorrow, we get the notice to proceed, tomorrow, Green Mountain will probably be out in the next week or two, followed by, you know, within a week or two, Two-Way Radio. So, we're, the finish line's right there, it's just that, you know, our feet are stuck in the concrete
Give
right
the
now.
horse a little extra kick there, that's all.
Yeah, but yeah, we're there, we are there, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and then, we're waiting for the other 400,000 coming from the federal government before we proceed with anything else.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Then, of course, it'd be nice if these 2 towers are up and running, then we know exactly what we need, because we don't wanna be spending this money, you know, in a place that we really don't need it, but it might help, you know, so.
I got nothing. Anybody else?
No, thank you.
Get out before there's another question.
You don't have to leave, you're welcome to stay,
I know.
but if you
Yeah.
don't wanna stay, we don't, I'm
Nope.
totally.
Been here long enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I started, well, actually, I started late this morning, I started at 8 o'clock this morning,
Oh.
because I anticipated this meeting. All right, thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Walter, I wanna ask you the same question. Do you have, an issue you want us to bring to the table before we
No,
move on?
not really, I probably shouldn't have sat at the table.
Oh, it does,
If
we're
a selectman
welcoming.
doesn't sit
No,
at
you
the
can
table-
sit.
No, no,
No, you don't
that's
want
her
to sit.
choice. You
Okay.
sit.
This is still a small town.
Yeah, we don't care.
You're on
Um,
camera anyway, so.
Oh,
Yeah. So no concerns?
Okay, no.
Okay.
Not yet, maybe.
Yeah, right,
He's
right.
waiting,
We
he's waiting for the
haven't gotten
next,
there
he's
yet.
waiting for the next thing.
What is the next thing?
That's an excellent question.
Article 10.
7. Oh,
I'm gonna say,
Well, because I see Article 10, Capital Planning Committee recommendation.
wait, I'm gonna circle us back to Article 2, though,
Okay.
before we move on.
Okay.
So Article 2 is that project renovation funding.
Mhm.
Do we wanna hold on the vote, or do we wanna vote?
That's, I'm fine with voting. It's up to
let's
everybody
vote now
else.
and get the project going.
Well,
Money will-
it won't go, so either way, we'll vote before it goes to town meeting.
It's
and
not
before
gonna
they get
change.
an
Yeah,
approval.
It's not gonna change between now and then.
Yeah, the only difference would be we would know the numbers of the account that we're
But like
taking
Peg
from.
said, that can be changed on the floor.
Okay, we could do that.
Okay, make a motion.
I make the motion, we, accept the 455,000,
5,000.
The article as written,
as the article is written, to Public Safety Stabilization Fund to complete the public safety second floor renovation project.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Louise. Any discussion? Nope, all those in favor say aye.
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 We've already beat this one to death anyways.
I enjoyed our tour.
Mm.
Okay, now we can move on to whatever, 10?
10 is the one that has the capital planning line on it.
So 10 is about shifting the funding.
So which one is it for the buildings? Is that the one we're,
There you go.
So it's about,
Oh, yes.
when we went to the Board of Selectmen meeting,
yes,
what, a month ago?
yes.
And they talked about moving the funding, into demolition,
Yep,
from roof into demolition.
correct.
Peg, I'm assuming that stuff hasn't changed. There hasn't been a updated demo, quote or anything? Okay.
So I think we're going to also try to move some money out of ARPA to that as well, because we know,
Things always cost more than you want.
well, and it's gonna take time, Anna. I mean, it's it's $25 today, 6 months from now, it's $47.32, so we wanna shift a little for a buffer.
What was the original number for the roof, 28?
28.5.
28.
And what did we get an estimate for, Peg, you remember?
I don't remember.
28.5.
Oh, no, I thought it was like 42 for
40,
both.
like 43,
Yeah, 43 for both of them.
so that's why I think we're gonna try and shift some money out of ARPA to cover, because what's the point of going to somebody and they say 43 and we say, we have 25,
Right.
will 25 work for you? So,
Well,
but
we
the
don't have,
25 will be the base.
we don't have any, actual bids, right? That's just a verbal approximate type thing?
Correct, because unfortunately it needs to go through a historical process where they could potentially hold a demo permit for 6 months, so you can't
Oh, gee.
go out and get a quote now
And
until,
the thing I'm gonna, since you're talking about historical, and I'm gonna ask Walter this, cause he brought it to my attention. Didn't you tell me that there was, that land and building was donated? The old fire station,
The old fire station,
and the ambulance building.
well, the ambulance building was, Bill Wheeler was associated with that somehow, and that was donated to the town, he told me,
Yeah.
That was his grandfather.
his grandfather, yeah.
So the question is, does the town really own that?
yes, we do.
Okay.
If you look
that's-
at the property card, it says town.
Okay, that was my question, cause I've heard that 2 or 3 different people told me the same thing.
No.
I hate
well,
to say that doesn't make it true.
I know,
But that's a
but
question for lawyers and title people.
that is correct, but we do have, we were able to dig back, the assessors were able to dig back and find like the letter from the Wheeler family giving it to the town of Berlin, so.
But,
If somebody wants to fight over 0.74 acres of land on a nasty road,
yeah, but the point I'm getting back to is, I thought all land and things has to be town meeting approved, was it?
What do you mean?
If somebody donates land to the town, we just can't accept it, it has to
Oh,
be
we have
town,
to, yeah.
has to be town meeting approved. Town has to accept it from the town meeting. Town cannot just accept land. Am I right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I just see ours down in the vault.
I know, right? Because
No,
that's
no,
not even
no,
gonna be on the internet.
I just remember hearing, and I'm doing nothing to base this on at all. It was just seems like that, cause what's to stop them to coming back and saying, we gave it, we let you have it for
We
use.
gave it to you with the stipulation.
Yeah,
there was
You
no
don't-
stipulation in that letter, because that's what we all looked for, because that was the rumor going
Good.
around that I gave it to you, and then if
Yep.
I didn't want it, I had to give it back to you for first right of refusal. No one can find anything on that, so I think
Yeah.
that was just a debunked.
well, that's fine, that's what I'm just throwing out those comments, cause
wasn't
you never know.
Yeah.
in the document,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
often happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mickey Leakowitz gave us the 40 caves up there off Allen Road, you have to go to town meeting to accept it.
Yeah. Yep,
Well, that was, wasn't that in conservation?
but as I'm saying, they had to accept it and legally accept it, responsibility for it. Okay,
Okay.
I'm happy with that answer.
Do we wanna vote on moving that money? Do we have any more debate about moving the money? The money's just sitting there, we're just moving it from one fund to another.
Your turn to make the motion.
Do we wanna approve moving the fire roof replacement money to demolition?
I second that, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, I have a question for Peg.
Yes, ma'am. See, this is why it came down.
Right,
Mhm.
right? We would've just gossiped about it anyway
I
if
know,
you
I
hadn't
know.
been here, so it's nice to have answers. Who approves demolition?
Selectmen?
Is it all just selectmen? Okay. Select board.
Yes,
Select-
those
You
people, those people on a Monday, yeah.
The town meeting has to approve the demolition though, right?
No, because the select board are the owners of the town buildings.
But you still have to go to historical before you.
Correct. We have to
Town
notice.
council will still look at your warrant and make sure everything's proper.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay.
yeah. I just wasn't sure if there was a second vote at some point. Okay. Any more discussion about transferring funds? All those in favor say aye.
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 Q.
That's for both buildings.
It's just moving the
Oh, the
money
budget,
from
okay,
the
okay.
roof into the demolition, so
Okay.
it's now labeled demolition money instead of being labeled roof money, but my guess is it's not gonna, it's maybe gonna be half
Mhm.
the demolition money.
We're not even gonna see that, anything happen until next year anyways, right, Peg?
True. You know, 'cause think about it, you approve it in December, historical sits on it for 6 months, that's June. Or up to 6 months, they can potentially sit on it, and then bids after that, so,
And they
Fall.
still have to come back to us for the remainder of that money,
that's correct, if we, yeah.
so.
Yep.
So we could hold the whole thing up?
Who's
Yeah.
head of,
I don't
the-
actually
who's
think
head of
that's true, but-
historical?
I don't know.
Because it's a historical,
Because it's over
But who's-
50
It's
years
over 50
old.
years.
Who's head of the historical commission?
June Miller is the
June
chair.
Miller, Barry Yeager, Janet Woodward,
Lucy Ayers and
Oh.
Ellie Bergen.
and Ellie Bergen, yeah.
Peg, what do you know about Article 12? I'm really glad you're here. Transferring funding from the Affordable Housing Donation Account to the Municipal Affordable Housing Trust.
Because one doesn't exist anymore. Is that
The-
true?
The housing partnership no longer exists.
Right.
So that's why they're removing the housing partnership from the community preservation, which they should,
Right.
and they're gonna substitute a housing trust member to be on the community preservation.
Okay.
But
Does
just from a
that,
group
did
that
I
doesn't
make
exist.
myself understand?
Yep.
Is that something that we have, we don't have to approve that, nothing to do with that, right?
Probably not.
Probably not, but I wanted to bring it up just in
Okay.
case.
Right.
You're sitting beside me from now on, 'cause I like that.
I got one of these at work, and then I had to get one for my own.
I'm gonna get one, I think.
I just bought a new one.
I haven't got one.
What kind is it?
It's a Dell, but it's a touch screen, so you can make things bigger really fast.
Oh, I have one.
I won't have one, I just have to log in.
So then Article 13, another thing that I don't know if it's in our, yeah, that's a good, I was gonna say wheelhouse, and I didn't like that. Transfer and disposition of the Legion Hall to the Housing Trust.
I think that is getting removed.
Oh, okay.
So you might have an old copy. I think that's kind of off the books because they're still doing some work on it.
What about the Allen Road? Is that
Same.
also off the books?
I think those two are gonna come off, yeah.
Okay.
What's the reason coming off?
They're probably continuing to do due diligence where they ran into some kerfuffle before where they thought they had land on Lancaster Road and then realized, oop, no, we don't, so I think
Okay.
they're probably being
Mrs.
smart.
Germain threatened to take them to court, and she brought the people who bought the land from her, that was part of the title, that you do not build in front of her picture window, and of course, he immediately put in
Cease and desist, probably.
a footing for the house. They took him to court and they won, because that was part of the selling him the land.
And the footing still stands there as a
Huh?
monument. And the footing still stands there as a monument to the stupidity of that. Or it was several years ago anyway.
Yeah, well, they had to, Dennis had that crushed
Oh, we did, okay.
because it was a attractive nuisance to the little kids next
Oh.
door.
Well, see, that make Walter happy, 'cause no houses will be built anywhere on this land now.
Yeah, so those two are coming off, Anna.
Okay, so we don't have
That's
to
what I
talk
know
about
you're
it.
here
That's
for.
good, because I'm not sure if there are stuff or not.
He needed
No, that's off
someplace
the books, that's
warm to
good.
go on a cold night.
Yeah.
Walter
No.
did?
No, I know he was interested in that, on the Allen Road and the housing.
Yeah, the Germains were great people, and they were sincere in that thing, and sold the land, and, you know, she's still alive, and, it's something like that, wasn't it?
And
good.
her daughter's gonna move in there, and her daughter,
Yeah,
Dorothea, is very much aware of the
yeah.
issue, and
Good.
she will support her parents.
I don't have a problem with it, at all.
Okay, as far as May town meeting, we have a bunch of things that have been submitted. We should have asked Chief Shartner about all of these things while he was here.
Yeah, but he didn't have them all with him, he said.
Oh, Andy said he was gonna put them all,
Yeah.
He said that they were
All on
getting
hold.
moved.
to 2027.
Yeah.
Would that also apply to fire as well?
Probably.
What's the password for this?
Don't say it online, write it down.
Yeah, don't-
It's on the wall there.
Oh, it is.
Oh, for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, yeah. Let me write it down. I'll set it up at home.
Hmm?
The text isn't big enough.
Oh, it's public.
The library is asking for 50,000.
Huh?
The library is asking for 50,000.
Didn't I read the historical was asking to repair the steps at the town hall?
Yes. There is something, I haven't seen it yet, but there is
I
something.
can't remember how much they associated with it.
Did we repair those stairs once before already?
Yeah, like
Frank James repaired those in.
1974,
Yeah,
75?
No, we voted on something, or was a sidewalk or stairs.
That was the driveway.
And the
Repaving the
elevator?
driveway last year. We approved that, I think, is what you're thinking of.
Okay.
And that would come out of community preservation. I read it, but my computer at home isn't hooked up to a printer.
No, I'm pretty sure that the town hall is going after CPA money for those stairs.
So we'll see them in that category.
Because in the folder, you have, for all the capital planning requests, we have library, highway, fire EMS, police department, and the school district.
And it appears,
What for the school district?
The school district has, the BBRSD school district has a bunch of, capital requests in as well.
hey, at least they got it.
Yeah.
Who discovered the money was missing from the school?
The interim finance person as he was going through. And it's not really missing. Unfortunately, the assessment letter that they gave us was 23 million something. And when he went to match it with what the school had, it was 25 million something. So, as with any systems, there is not a system. There's some stuff over here, and there's some stuff over here, and maybe there's some stuff over here, so you've gotta look at where the possible funding is sitting to make up that money. So that's why he's saying it's not really missing, it could just be
Misallocated.
somewhere. You know, he said there's no form of fraud or stolen or anything like that. It is human error by people who were doing it who were not qualified to do it, was basically his words.
Oh, thank you. So when's the next time people wanna meet?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go for
Cause
it.
I happen to be looking at the library thing, and, cause Peg's here, so that's why I'm gonna ask the question.
I am not coming to any more of your
No,
meetings.
no, no, no.
It's great, I don't have to do anything, I'm like, just ask Peg.
I'm just gonna say, I'm looking at one of the things that they're looking at is sidewalk concrete repair. And they're looking at for like 10 grand. Isn't that something that the DPW can do?
Don't forget, it needs to be like all ADA compatible and things like that, so I don't
Like I
know
said,
if
can't the DPW do that?
I
I
don't know
bet
what
they can.
liability would lie with
Huh?
the town.
Why not?
Why not? It's just a matter of pouring concrete and make sure the ramp to the crosswalk is there.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a good question for the library. and the highway department.
But
Yep.
didn't they also have a request in for an ADA,
Yes.
Yes.
they have an ADA study?
Yeah,
So-
accessibility
So the question might be if that's related to the repairs they wanna do.
includes measurements, evaluate, report, that's all it is. And the other one is, one I don't like too is, environmental, they got vermiculite in the attic, so what? Doesn't do anything, as long as you don't disturb it.
Well, that might be it, if you have to go through and fix the library and do stuff in the ceiling, what do you?
That's, just really, vermiculite is not cancer.
Yeah, but some of the vermiculite is asbestos. I just paid $7,000 to have it removed over my great room.
I was on the, well, I gotta look into that, 'cause I
I
don't think it is.
wasn't happy about it.
Yeah. Okay, that's my. See, this,
And there
this,
was no asbestos in mine, but at that point,
see, this is, I don't know if you saw this, but that's, I don't know what that's very easy to replace that sidewalk to the ramp.
I wouldn't argue with you,
Yeah, I know.
but it's a question for them.
Yep, no,
And as it said, there might be, specific requirements that are required by like the state that make it extra difficult, cause
Now,
it's
that one I
supposed to
don't
be
like.
sparkly concrete with like flowers in it, and I can't do that.
okay,
Does that make sense?
that was just, no, I just, she was here.
So we have the 5 departments, we should probably just plan on reaching out to each of them and having them come and speak to us about their issues.
Yep, when are we gonna do the next one?
I think we should do it fairly soon. Thursdays are good.
Yeah,
No,
We
you
can
got,
have this room, this can be our new room, since we got kicked out of our.
are we gonna try to do another one before Thanksgiving? Which would be the 21st, would be the week before Thanksgiving.
Thoughts?
Yeah, why
Anyone?
not?
Does that work?
yeah.
Okay.
My question is, for the free cash, do we know how much?
Nope. I got
Okay.
nothing
Okay, no,
Do
I
you
just,
know?
I haven't seen anything in
For free cash?
for free cash.
which you,
no, the books haven't been closed,
Yeah,
because
Do
the
you know
former
when?
treasurer wasn't doing all they thought he was doing.
okay.
it's
So,
lower than last year,
No.
that I know.
okay, cause you could have people come in and talk, but knowing,
I think just
just hearing what, okay.
hearing what everybody has to say, hearing what the priorities are, and then it's our job to figure out how much money we have and what the priorities
Okay.
are to spend it.
Well, we can find out how much we have in the, public safety
Yeah,
funds, and you can find out how much money we have in the community preservation, so,
yeah,
you know some of them, but not all of the numbers.
yeah,
I feel like Kristen casually mentioned to me last time I saw her that we had something like 600,000 available for capital
okay,
expenditures this year, which is probably the smallest budget we've had since
gonna say
I
that's-
started,
yeah.
since this committee started.
Seems awful light.
Yeah,
I think we were kinda warned that it would be lighter this
Yeah.
year than last year.
yeah, cause we had some big expenditures in the last few years.
Yeah,
And that 600,000 doesn't include public safety,
mhm,
Stabilization, yeah.
yep, and ARPA and whatever additional little things we might have
okay.
here and there. Okay, so should we schedule the next one for 2 weeks, November 21st?
Yeah, do you wanna stay at
7
7 PM, or?
7 a.m. works for me.
7 a.m., I'm not gonna be here.
I'll be here in my pajamas.
Right.
That's downright
I'll be in
scary.
North Grafton.
With coffee and donuts.
Right, there you go. 7 p.m. would be great,
Okay, so 7 PM.
right here.
I mean, and you're gonna try to get people in,
I'm gonna, I'll send emails.
couple at a time?
Yeah, I'll see who can come.
Make sure you tell everybody to have numbers.
Yeah, pictures, numbers.
Say if you don't have numbers, don't bother coming.
So which
I'd
one
rather
is
Frighten them once they get here.
See it on Wi-Fi.
What's that?
I'd rather frighten them
Is it
once
this
they
one
get
here?
here.
Don't waste my time, have numbers when you get here.
Okay. Other questions or concerns? We adjourn?
I make a motion
Peggy, got
to
anything to
adjourn.
say?
I just didn't know if you had anything on the other facility studies.
Mine just says internet
No.
here.
Okay, that works.
I just have internet,
I don't think so.
You just heard what we did, so.
Okay, alright,
so.
Right.
I'm good.
We do have to at some point, we postponed it last time, but we do have to at some point decide whether or not we would approve of the demolition of the buildings. But since they're not pushing to actually demolish the buildings just yet, we can postpone that debate about actually agreeing or disagreeing. We can't stop you, we can just agree or disagree.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
I think it's just called internet.
Hmm?
Did you get the worksheet
When
from
it says
Kristen?
internet, under direct, see if
That
direct,
outlined
direct,
like
and
all,
internet, try
like the summaries
says
of
you're
all the
connected.
buildings and like current costs,
Yeah.
3-year costs, 5, 10, okay.
Got
A
them last year.
worksheet or the?
It was an
the-
Excel worksheet.
That was
No.
that was a study that we got last year, right?
Not the study, but she
No.
took the study and made it a
Berlin
worksheet.
Yes,
Public.
Oh,
with
I've
the
seen that.
B&Q
Yeah.
Capital.
I can forward that to you.
Okay, I also have an ongoing email of things I have to ask her,
Okay.
so, I can just include that.
Yeah, I did ask her about, if she has any estimate of time when free cash amounts will be available, and she said
Okay,
unfortunately
that's
not
the
this
one,
time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
no problem.
there. Okay. Thoughts, questions, concerns? Nope, I'm gonna.
Now, that money for demolition, does that include landscaping? To
No.
clean up, or they're gonna leave mess and then,
They're just gonna pick it up, tear it down, pick it up, haul it away.
But
I
we
mean,
have an
I'm sure they'll
excavator.
grade it, but they're not gonna
They're not
loam
gonna
it,
seed it or
loam
loam it.
seed
yeah.
it, put a lovely bench to sit
Well,
on it.
especially if the long term is to put a road to the fire station.
Correct, which will be many years out by the time
Yeah.
you tackle that, so.
Yeah.
so our
Yeah.
town can do landscaping, seed it.
How long have you had this?
Probably would be my guess.
A few years,
Oh, okay.
it's,
I asked for a bench so I could sit there and watch the
Huh?
traffic.
Yeah, I wouldn't wanna sit there, somebody's gonna drive
Heavy.
right off that
Yeah,
road
so
and
it's
right
great
over
for-
you.
I know.
bringing the meetings, 'cause you
Yeah.
know,
I think
and
we've
get-
just made it
Yeah.
easier for people to
Yeah.
drive up the
Yeah,
road.
that's a good, I gotta get one.
yeah.
Okay,
But it
I'm
was
gonna
fun.
Because it
adjourn
can't do
us
this
at
stuff that's
8:03
too small.
PM.
Yeah.
Look at us being effective,
I know.
efficient.
Wow.
I told Troy it would take at least 2 hours. It might after I finish all the emails.
Eloise, is your knee still bothering you? Ooh.